Yo, 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 yo. Live in full effect as we do every Monday night. It is the
Sir.
Rap Round Table. It's the homie Mace right beside me. You
My
know who it
God.
is. Yours truly, Sincere the Rap Snob. Right now, we're just doing the two-man. Deanie's on deck. I think pulling up backstage. Deanie, you with us? You with us? There
Yeah,
you are.
here
What's the
we go.
vibes?
Had us
Big,
nervous, then you had us nervous.
big
Nah.
Dean.
Late but great. Salute to the whole family. Shout out to the chat. What up, my guys?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we here,
Unfortunately,
King.
you know what I mean? The ringleader here,
Yeah.
Jarv.
Yeah.
He
Jarvie.
Duty
he's stuck somewhere right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's on the clock, so he might try to sneak in later. But as of right now, he can't make it. So
Copy.
salute to Jarv, always hardest working man in the
Sir.
biz. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Fellas, talk to me, man. How was y'all weekend? What's going on?
My kid is sick, so my weekend was
Oh no,
was trash, boy. Like
that's
I barely made it on stream, bro.
damn, bro.
Facts,
Shout,
facts. So it's
shouts,
good. It's
shouts to the
good.
shorty, man. Hope
With
he
that
heals
being
up.
said, yeah. With that being said, it's good to be here with the fellas, with
Yes,
y'all
yes.
chat.
Yes,
You know
Dean,
sir.
what I
any
mean?
side missions? Any side missions this weekend, Dean?
Just work, bro. Every
Just work.
single
Damn, man.
day. No
Everybody,
side
you
missions
had a
this week.
boring weekend.
The
I
Joey
was
Badass
I
was
was at
last
home
week.
chilling. I set out a little charcuterie board. Had a little
Oh
wine.
wow.
You
Oh,
know what I
you
Yo
was
mean?
met
on
it.
Did it nice and classy with the pinkies up. I
Sam
Oh
mean,
was
yeah.
on
no
it.
no red cups this weekend, man. It was a nice little family time and whatever. Watch some movies and
Salute.
whatnot. Watch some old shit, some old Hitchcock. Try to get our culture up. You know what I mean?
Salute.
Um, but yo, real quick, shouts to everybody that's in the live right now and everybody
Yes,
that's
sir.
about to join us.
Salute.
Like, share, subscribe,
All of
comment,
those.
any type of engagement you can give us. Please do that. You know what I mean? You gotta feed the algorithm, let them know that you love us, man, and you fucking with us. You know what I mean?
Word.
Um, First and foremost, shout out to all the real humans out there.
Please.
The very,
That's
very
very important this
real,
weekend.
authentic,
Talk to him, Sim.
alive human beings that
Right.
that
Yes.
live where they say they live. You know what I mean? They rep where they say they rep.
Yep.
Right.
Cause the shit hit the fan on
Wow.
Twitter over the weekend.
Sure did.
Yo, Mace,
Elon, he did
talk
something
Sure
to
right,
us,
like
did.
you
man.
said,
What
Sim.
what the fuck? What happened over there on Twitter,
Yo,
man?
listen. Like when the worst person you ever know makes a good point? That was Elon this weekend with that update. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Wow.
with the Elon find out what continent you're on, where you posting from update
Username
has
changes.
shaken up the Stan Wars online. Okay, everybody's trying to act like it. Hey, it's them, not me. No, it's all of y'all. Okay,
Yo.
it's all of y'all. All right, both
Nasty.
sides, every side, y'all got fly in your soup. Okay.
Yo, there is so much overexposure over on Twitter, man. Like
Bro.
all these accounts. First of all, like fuck,
Zimbabwe accounts, bro.
fuck the Stan
Shout
shit
to
for a second.
Zimbabwe. Shout
Yeah,
solo,
no, for
Shout out
solo.
real,
to
for
them.
real. Everywhere,
Yeah.
all around the globe. But when you say that you from New York or you from the States or you from some
Mm,
region in America, you know what I mean? Trying to talk with the slang, you trying to rep for artists from your region, and then all of a sudden we come to find out that your account is registered to India?
bruh.
The fuck?
There was a
Or
lot of
Yo,
Nigeria?
a
Bro,
lot of
Budapest.
niggas. Listen,
It's
this
a,
shit
it's the
is
evil world we
Morocco,
this
living
shit
in.
is so wild, man. Like,
Israel, like everywhere. Like you know what I mean.
Yo,
A lot of people over the past year that have been lecturing us on the culture.
don't let the Yankee
Listen,
hats
no,
confuse. There's a lot of
trying to
people
lecture
wearing
trying
us.
Yankee
trying
hats
to
now
We not
that's
let
not
having
from
it.
New York.
We not
it's
having that
been
shit.
it was definitely an eye opener. You know what I'm saying? Like it basically kind of exposed that a lot of people are just kind of trying to rile shit up, right?
Yeah,
Like
It's the big
that's the whole
Kanye meme
thing.
over the whole shit. Gotcha.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
we knew
That's all
this.
I
You know what I
see,
mean?
bro.
It's been a long time since I engaged with any of those accounts. Like it, like all the accounts that got exposed, I was like, yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Like Yeah,
Some of them
I
I
saw that
wasn't
coming.
expecting. I ain't gonna hold you.
There's a couple that was kind of low key, like, and I don't even be twittering like that, but I be seeing the rumblings. There was quite a
Bro,
few that had
Some of
me
them I
lost in
was
the
homeboy
sauce,
like,
with
bro.
bro with 50 on the on the profile pic. Something got 50 Cent on the profile pic.
listen,
Crazy.
there's
Look, it's a
50.
look.
There's fan pages. There's all type of. Like, I feel like it was exposure throughout. It's regular pages that got exposed, stand pages that got exposed, official pages. These hip hop media
Yeah,
pages that just post bullshit all day. It was everywhere. This is what I'm
yeah,
saying. Is I don't think anybody could try to say, "Woo, good thing it wasn't us." Like I
That's
seen it
right.
everywhere, bro.
everywhere, bro. Like, if I seen it, that shit's
And
everywhere.
look,
Cause
let's be
like,
real. It's on the Drake side of things. It's also on the Kenny side of things, man.
yes, it's
Right, that's
All
what I'm saying.
around,
It's both
all
sides.
around, bro.
around,
Like
man.
everybody
Fandom
should
at a
take a
different level.
second. Yeah, everybody should take a second and be like, maybe I was bugging. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
You think that'll
and
happen?
I wanna iterate that it's not the exposure part of it. It's not about, we know hip hop is a global
right.
genre. We know people from all over, and we want people from all over because y'all perspective is just as important as anything. But it's the cosplay that was the issue.
Yeah,
There it
It
is.
was the being from, a non-black place and there's mad niggas in your tweet
Right.
history. It's
Yeah,
that.
man.
It's literally talking about driving through Los Angeles, and we look at your shit and your shit is like, you know what I mean,
yo,
Poland. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Morocco, like,
So
That's definitely. And thank you for clarifying that, Mace, because we don't, we don't want to be called certain things. I've seen
right.
a lot of people on Twitter talking about, oh, the xenophobia is crazy, and I'm like, bro, it's not. It's not the xenophobia. We ain't got nothing against the fact that they're from where they're from. It's the fact that they pretended. They've been
yeah,
pretending the whole
yeah. Like,
time.
you could be from wherever
Wearing a
you're from,
mask,
but if you're acting like
cosplaying.
you're from somewhere else while you're somewhere else, that's kind of crazy. There's been a lot of fake New York accounts, bro. Like, a lot. Like, I'm checking
Niggas
out,
that was repping for
yo,
us the hardest got exposed.
bro.
I'm like,
I'm like,
So it's
I'm
crazy.
talking about
So
we the
other
Mecca.
side of the world type shit. Like, yeah,
all
but
all
here we
all
are.
that to say is to support the real humans
Yes, sir.
that are
Salute.
from where they say that they're from.
Be
You know what I
yourself,
mean?
Keep it a
Be
buck.
please.
exactly. You know what I mean? And who all of the supporters that you see, like that number that you see next to our name, those are all real humans, bro.
Talk
We
about
not.
it.
You know what I mean? We've reached so many people from around the world. They always tell us, you know what I mean? Yo, like salute from South Africa, salute from the UK,
And we love
salute
that.
from from New
We
Delhi,
had New
Right,
an
Delhi.
actual
Yeah, shout
real
out to the
right,
person
homie from New
from New
Delhi.
Delhi. You know what I mean? It
All
was
that
like
together. He
right.
was like, "What's the thing
not
against
too
New
much on
Delhi?
New Delhi because I'm actually from here,
It's
man. And
love
I'm
out there in
support.
New Delhi,
But
bro.
that's
It's
he
love."
a real one for that. You know what I mean? We ain't have to
Exactly.
find out he was from New Delhi. Like, we appreciate that. You know what I mean? Hip hop is about
Exactly.
expression and repping where you from. That's part of the essence.
And
A
You know what I
hundred
mean?
it's
No
percent.
dope.
matter
It's
where you
dope to
from.
know niggas in New Delhi is actually tapped in. Though that's actually really dope. You know what
Come
I'm
Come
saying?
on.
on.
You can't take that away from the game. Shout out to the whole gang.
Shouts to
Yeah,
New Delhi,
man. This
man.
hip hop thing reaching everywhere.
Culture,
Exactly.
man.
But yeah, enough with the pleasantries, you know what I mean, and little side conversations. Let's talk about what we came here to talk about. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's been a whole year.
Yes, sir.
I think what was that, the 22nd? When Kendrick Lamar's GNX, his latest opus, made a whole year, and there was a lot of talk on another platform, where they were discussing whether or not this album is a classic.
Mm.
Uh, and one of the people from that platform, you know what? We'll shout him out. That's the homie Low over
Okay,
on
what
Rap
up?
Life,
Salute to
over on Apple
Low,
Rap
man.
Life. He said it was too soon. A year is not enough time. It needs to be more than a year. And so
Right.
let's talk about it here. It's been a year. It's been more than a year now. It's been a year and 2 days. Let's get into it, man. Is GNX a classic? And I'm going to send it over to the number one Kenny Op himself,
Let's do it.
OVO Mace.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us, man. How do you feel about GNX and giving it that classic moniker?
Yes, it's a classic. I feel like long time or even
Whoa!
short time
Right out the
watchers.
gate.
Right out the gate, you got
Right out
let's
the
Hold
gate.
establish that.
Hold up.
You know what I mean?
You got the
No
swords
time
at
to
Mace
be
neck
for
right
Spit,
now,
serious.
spit
B.
up my drink a little bit.
You know
God
what I
damn, I
mean?
wasn't expecting
Shit,
that. I was expecting a lot of caveats and a lot of
Nah,
qualifiers and whatnot.
grandstand.
definitely not. Definitely not. No, it's no mystery involved here. I feel like people who have been watching has known my feelings on this. This is yeah, it's a classic. I felt if y'all go back to your initial Kenny reaction for GNX, I called it my second favorite album of his after
Mm,
Good Kid, Mad City, and nothing in the resulting year has changed for me on that. We'll get into the gatekeeping of classics a little bit later because I have something to say about that. But let's keep it straight GNX right now. To me, it checks all the boxes, right?
mm,
It's memorable from the first listen, right? There's standout tracks in multiple areas, right? There's the hits, there's the introspection, there's the lyrical tracks. Like it's versatile, it's compact though, right?
mhm.
It didn't take him 25 songs to convey his thoughts about how he felt here. There's been a lot of talk, and the people who go against it being a classic, they mention a lot of things but the music. You know what I'm saying? The music is there, right? And don't think that I'm one of these people, because with the GNX, people are like, Kenny is 5 for 5, 5 classics, go ever. I'm not one of them guys, bro. I'm not one of them guys. So don't think I don't know if I feel like Kenny's dropped a classic in a minute, right? But come on, this felt like the one of my favorite genres of hip hop album, the blockbuster, right? And
Mm,
I feel like because Kenny has albums that are so layered and so detailed and usually like almost conceptual in nature, right?
right. Not
That is
almost. I mean,
yeah,
it is
pretty
what it is.
much, right,
He's,
right.
he's he always has a concept. He sticks to that concept.
Throughout
Yeah,
the
Thematically,
album,
there's always a
for better or
thread.
worse. For better or
You
worse.
know what I mean? Got intro skits and
right.
all
We
that.
know it's the
So
worst, Dean. We know it's
I'm
the worst.
just,
But
just saying.
so I think it's hard. It
let's
was
not do
hard for
that. Let's
people
not do
to
that.
accept.
Let's stay on
Just having
topic before
just
we
having a
break out in
conversation.
an argument. You know
Just
what I
having
mean?
a
Before
So
y'all
conversation.
start
You
so
cooking,
jumping
babe.
me once again, and I have
come
to
God,
on,
son,
fight
you
for
good here in
self.
these streets, man.
Deanie,
Come on,
Deanie,
man.
You're
Deanie
immaculate.
created that phrase, the mid. You
Just,
know what I mean?
just submitting the
That's a
mid step.
Deanieism right there. But I
You
feel
know,
like because of how Kendrick usually expresses himself creatively, it's hard for people to accept this version of him, or maybe I should say, easy for them to reject this version of him, right? But this is, like I say, this is the blockbuster album, right? This is the Get Rich. This is the Volume 2. This is the All Eyes. This is
Mm.
the Life After. This is Kenny's version of that.
Yes,
You know what I
yes.
mean? The album that you hear outside. You know what I mean? You can't front. You heard this album outside all, you know what I mean? Damn near the entire year. It spawned a moment that's always a part of classics. Let me not say always a part of classics, but that's a part of the blockbuster album, right? That's why people call albums like Carter 3 that lack the actual material classic, because of the moment. But I feel like he combines the moment as well as the actual tracks. Like, this is one of those albums that you probably ask all three of us, we have three different answers to what our favorite song is.
Yes.
That's a classic. You know what I mean? I it's to me it's pretty obvious. You know what I mean? Like, when you take yourself out of the Stan Wars, you know what I mean? I got burner accounts, so not all. Maybe my main account got nothing but Kenny and
Hold on, hold
Drake.
on,
uh,
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold
You
on.
know,
Don't that.
be quiet.
Where's
KD.
your burner account based in?
Listen, but the burner account
don't
vibes.
don't get us exposed out
Don't
here, man.
tell
Right,
nobody.
so I'm like KD with it. So I didn't just see my algorithm, right? I didn't just see the Kenny and Drake fans all going at each other. This was an album that brought in new Kenny fans. A lot of people feel like generationally this is the Gen Z Kendrick album.
Hmm.
um from the first track, from Whacked Out, Murals, you know what I mean, all the way on down. Like, I don't know if there's a less than a 4 on here. You know what I mean? If
Mm.
you go track for track, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
These
Hmm.
songs are like more than the others, but you know what I mean? Have you heard Dodger Blue? What, or you know what I mean? Going down the highway, have you heard, TV off when you about to wild out? Like,
Yeah,
I don't think that is much of a debate. The music was here for me. The moment was here. It was memorable. it's essential to his catalog. It's almost you have to even when we have our VH1 behind the music 20 years from now, even in the Drake aspect of his career, GNX is a moment in his career that he had to get over. So it's just I'm sorry. It's I feel like more you would have to convince me why it's not a classic album than it is. You know what I mean? And obviously, listen, there are layers to classic albums, right? I'm not calling it Illmatic, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling it,
Tears. It's
yeah,
tears.
there's
Yeah.
tiers of
Yeah.
classic. And so I think that if you're comfortable in saying that, it's it's just easily a classic. For me, like I said, right after Good Kid Mad City, even though I listened to Damn the other day, and I might maybe it's third in this catalog because Damn is a motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
Damn is like
That was
Damn
my
might
pick.
be
I said
Pete
third.
Kenny, bro.
Cause
Damn might be keep Pete Kenny. So even though I may have overstepped on that, absolutely a classic, bro. And I feel like as a Drake fan, a lot of people may have expected me to say fuck it, but I feel like this is good for the game, right? I have a theory that anytime Kenny and Drake both drop in the same year, there's a classic involved. So
By Kendrick Lamar. You're right.
definitely not by Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? Definitely not.
you left it there for him,
Let's not
bro.
forget the bench steppers.
You left it.
You want me to?
You gotta
You
eat the
want me to get the
plate.
bench steppers? You know what I mean? But I feel like this is good for the game, bro. You know what I'm saying? The if we talking about the mainstream, we talk about the most of what we talk about when it talks about how hip hop is creatively reaching a peak right now. It's mostly overground, underground, maybe even mid tier. We need a mainstream album with this type of quality. You know what I mean? And so you have the Grammys, you have the tour, all of that, but it comes down to the music for me. And musically, it's absolutely a classic.
Mm. Talk, Mace. Talk.
That was some real shit, Mace.
Yeah, Deanie, let us know your thoughts, man.
Um, there
I
was
mean,
some.
you got the T-shirt
Yeah,
on
I was
Oh
there.
shit! I didn't even notice,
right,
dude.
right up in the
Um,
camera. So
I was there.
you know,
PGD.
Um,
you better come
I
correct, man.
experienced it, bro. I listened to it. I experienced it. I seen how it all played out. Mace, you gave an excellent breakdown. I would say, to surmise it, I would say longevity, cultural impact, and like artistic quality and shit. And did it impact niggas to kind of where people wanted to follow your mold, if you get what I'm saying, bro. I think this did all of that. Like I really do. I mean, he was the predominant figure of the game for quite some time. The way he's kind of just been the boogeyman, just lurking for the last year, is kind of dope to me. And that's what I said at the top. I was like, he shouldn't do nothing for the whole year, like just one full year of dominance, and you come back in January and you talk your shit. Like no one's been able to dethrone you from what you've done with Super Bowl. And outside of the accolades, we could talk about like the music in and of itself. Like in the beginning, it kind of bothered me how good it was. You get what we talked about this, like whacked up. I wasn't a big fan of Squabble Up. I came around, but the whacked out mural, Squabble Up, Luther, Man at the Garden, fucking just like back to back to back being played. I actually told y'all niggas in the group chat the other day. I was in Harlem, and somebody drove by with a big truck, good system, immaculate system, playing Man at the Garden, bro. And I was kind of lost for words, like just hearing it out of the booming system like that. I feel like classics have tiers. There's like you said, is it Illmatic? Is it gonna redefine a generation, bro? I don't know what it will do in 30 years. I just know what I've seen this year, what I've heard this year, the experience around it all, the way it's captivated the masses, like the side quest battles that came from all of this, bro. Like just the whole momentum of hip hop really changed. To my dismay. Like I'm gonna keep it in me. Like I was not ready for this. But like I said, I always shitted on him for ducking out the game so long. So I can't knock him for being active now. I seen it, bro. We seen it, Sim. We was there. Like
Absolutely.
the passion, the
100%.
energy, the performance, like the way he took on all the smoke, bro. Like I'm still going on about the accolades because it really was like a hip hop year for a nigga to be really like detailed, like in the history books. We like the way we talked about like how Ice Cube took on the whole NWA, how we talked about, what I'm saying, Nas and Jay. This is gonna be that, and the culmination how Stillmatic and take over, not take over, Blueprint was the culmination of those. I think this is gonna be in the same light, bro. Like I've seen countless I've been countless places this year, but you know how I move. Sign Mission God, like everywhere you go, the music is inescapable. And it's not like the music inescapable because it sucks. Because you know sometimes they bombard you with the music because it's whack, but they actually bombarded niggas with good music. There's a lot of like long-standing songs, and not even mention what they did on the charts to show you like it's not just the fluke of people just listening and not paying attention. This shit had standing records, broke records. Like it's, I can't front. He did it. He got one. I ranked this third Mace. I would say I put this behind Dan, but you got to keep it real, man. Even now, I still have the trepidation, like I'm saying, but like,
I see it all in your face and your eyes, Dean. Like
I was there, man. Like the music is everything worked. It really was Jenga, bro. Everything kind of worked out perfectly. The pause, the beef, the album, the Super Bowl, the tour, the pop out, just the culmination of everything. Like I said, fucking up the streets and fucking up the charts. I was talking about that. Not to give away too much what we talked about in the upcoming episode. We dropping 137. Stay tuned for that, y'all.
Yes, sir.
But I was talking about, it's been a while since hip hop had like a true polarizing figure. You know what I'm saying? That could do both. That could really rap his ass off and still make records that people want to hear. You know, I feel like it's very rare we find a combination of where a nigga could rap his ass off and he still makes records that the free world wants to hear. It's not easy to do, and not too many people could do it. But shout out to Kenny, man. He did right with this. GNX, I would say, man, it's a classic. I think a year is a good enough time to kind of at least give you a layout. You get what I'm saying? When we first had this conversation, it was maybe a few months in. I don't know if it was a half a year in or a few months in. We talked about it, and I was like, slow down. You know what I'm saying? The big C word, not cancer. You know, the other big C word. Like I was a little trepidatious with it, but like, nah, that's a classic, bro. Great music, great vibe, set the tone, sparked other shit outside of it. Set the trends on the album and really gave me like a tour of LA. I feel like when I play the album, I'm like a nigga just riding around the 6th-floor scene with the town is like. That's fire. That's cultural.
Yeah. You're right, Mace. I thought you fell for a second.
Too many compliments from
the
Dane,
force.
Bro.
The force moved the phone, bro.
Oh, you about to have OVO kick down the door in here, bro.
This is crazy.
I heard the sirens already.
Because it's not that I don't believe Dean. I believe every last word that you said, but it seems like you're saying it with a little bit of trepidation, almost pain. Like
not pain.
It's almost.
But I doubted it.
It's tougher for Dean than it is for me. It looks like.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
Because
you know what it is? Because when you cross Dean once, when you do Dean wrong once.
He don't
that's
like
it.
That's
it, man.
That's true. The 5-year and the mid-steppers got Dean.
Bro, like that shit stepped it all the way up to the point where
another time when the hat came off and just hit the screen. Like you know, just straight at the screen. But like, nah, Roy showed up and literally checked off every box there is for like a rap star. There's not really a box he didn't check this year in terms of being what a rap star is for the culture. Like every box was checked. The like I said, not just the style, not just the impact, not just the, like I said, the street shit had the whole gangs niggas out. You know what I'm saying? Not just all of that. I'm talking about the galvanization. Hip hop kind of changed though. The whole landscape of the game. Niggas started getting active again, and I'm kind of glad he gave that year where like you don't feel like you're just trailing in the shadow. I feel like if he kept making music, it would have been a big trail in the shadow of Kendrick for that year. Like we knew what GNX did for that year, but it opened up the lane for other niggas to get busy again. Because like the game was kind of zoned out when Kenny and Drake was going back and forth. Like niggas almost didn't want to drop music. Yeah. They was like, I don't want my shit to get swept under the rug in the big tidal wave of what they got going on. But he cleared out the decks, gave the album a year to breathe, made some great music, sold out, made record breaking tours. I mean, like I said, every box checked. I can't deny. You can't deny the facts.
Oh man, I'm gonna try not to gloat too much. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
No, you're not, fucking liar.
I mean, I told you so is like right there. It's like right at the tip of my tongue, but I'm gonna hold it in.
Man's in there.
You know what I mean? Is GNX a classic after a year? Not that we even necessarily needed a year. I don't necessarily subscribe for that. We sometime for some albums, some time has to go by, but that we need a year. I don't subscribe by that because back in the day, you know what I mean? Like Illmatic, 5 mics in the source before it even dropped. So like that already had ingrained that in our minds. We was about to hear some shit. And we heard it and we was like, yo, this is some shit. Like this is like a classic. Cuban Links, Life After Death, Name a Pac album. Like you know what you heard when you heard it.
Right.
Now with I feel like as time goes on, people want to be more careful. People have grown up. People want to be more discerning, more responsible with their takes. Especially, now it's the internet age. You give a take, whether you tweet it or you say it on a podcast.
Yeah, forever.
It's liable to go viral, and then you don't want to be wrong about it. And like a year later, it's like this motherfucker was calling it a classic. What a bozo over here. You don't want that happening, right? So I kind of get it. I get it. But it's been a year, and when I tell you, when I spun it the other day, when we were talking about GNX versus Let God Sort Him Out. I spun that GNX, man, and it had been a good little while since I had listened to it all the way through. And that album is laced with all sorts of crack, heroin, meth, like name a drug. That shit is laced with it. The way every track hit right out the gate is phenomenal. The upbeat tracks, the up-tempo tracks, the slower tracks, the sonics booming in your ears, I could it was almost like I was hearing it for the first time all over again, right? And I think so is it a classic? Let me just answer the question. Yes. A year later, yes, 100% GNX is a classic, right?
Yeah.
I think the trepidation that some people are having is that this is. I feel like Kendrick has, stepped away a little bit from his standard formula,
right,
on this album. You know what I mean?
For sure.
The narrative arc of an album, the thematic thread of an album, the intros, the skits of people speaking, whether it's himself, whether it's his family, whether it's
Tupac.
you know what I mean? Whether it's Kid Capri, on that. Like, there's been a lot of instances where he reaches towards other characters to fill in the holes. To fill in the holes of the theme of the album. That was not the case here, right? He said, you know what? The songs are gonna do it. What do I need? What do I need a spoken intro for? What do I need a spoken outro for? What do I need my family speaking on this for? What do I need a Kid Capri for, or a mythical Tupac? No, the songs are gonna speak for themselves. A tight 12 songs, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
And the other thing is that I think people, and this is gonna be a subjective thing. I get it, right? For some people, for a classic, it needs to feel like, not that all the songs sound the same, but they have like a common sonic, connection. Or
we spoke about that, right?
Right. And this album, doesn't really have it. It has that to an extent, right? But you have Squabbled Up followed by Luther with nothing in between. So it's not like, oh, here's the segue, here's the skit that leads you now into the Luther vibe. There's none of that. It's just you got Squabble Up, then it slows it down with Luther, then Man at the Garden, then a roller coaster, right? Straight up with Hey Now, then Reincarnated, which is more lyrical, then TV Off, which again, boom, sky high.
Crazy.
Then Dodger Blue, but it all somehow works, right? This is like Life After Death to me. This is like All Eyes on Me. You have these juxtapositions of songs and sonics and themes that on paper, you would look at them on paper, listed out, and I don't know if that's gonna go, bro. But then you listen to it and you listen to it again and again, and you're like, oh shit. Now you had the vision. You had the vision that we didn't have, you know? And that's what this album is. This is the vision that nobody else has or had. Kendrick had it. Kendrick and Dave Free. We gotta give Dave Free his credit too. You know what I mean? That the team, Kendrick's team, they had the vision, you know. So there's a lot of talk too about you know, this is Kendrick Lamar's Thriller, right? That's a big, you know, talking point out there.
That's a bit much.
I don't know if it's a bit much. I don't know now, right? Because look, when you think about it, Mike was coming off the wall. To a lot of people, and again, this is what one of the most classic debates: Off the Wall or Thriller. What is Mike's greatest album? You know what I mean? Other albums come up, but those people are crazy. You know what I mean? It's not bad. It's not dangerous. Stop it, please. It's Thriller or Off the Wall. It's one of those two. Off the Wall was the classic stick to the soul kind of disco upbeat vibes. Very very cohesive throughout sonically and composition wise. And then you got Thriller, and I'm sure, like, I was, like a baby at the time, but I am so sure that people had this debate when Thriller came out, and they heard some like beat it and was like, "Yo, what's these electric guitars on this shit? What is Eddie Van Halen doing on a Michael Jackson song?" You know what I mean? Where is Don't Stop Till You Get Enough? You know what I mean? Where's the soul? Where's the vibes at? You know? Or hearing The Girl Is Mine with Paul McCartney and being like, what's this slow rock shit? You know, give me that up tempo vibe. Give me Rock With You, right? Give me Working Day and Night. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Off the Wall. I Can't Help It. Give me those songs. I'm sure that debate was happening back in the day, right? And so I think that something similar is going on with Kendrick Lamar right now, where people are so accustomed for Kendrick Lamar to have that cohesive thread throughout an album and delivering classics that way, that when he puts a classic in your lap that does not follow that same structure and blueprint, like, now wait a minute. This doesn't feel like the Kendrick Lamar that I know. This doesn't sound like the Kendrick Lamar that I know. You know what I mean? But all that being said, the music, I think, speaks for itself. The energy speaks for itself. Of course, everything surrounding it only feeds more into it. Of course, we're focusing on the music. But I mean, the battle before it, the Super Bowl and the tour after it, bro.
Yeah.
GNX is 100% a classic, man. And it might just be Kendrick Lamar's version of Thriller. It might just be.
Well, I think if you put it that way, if you say Kendrick Lamar's version of Thriller and not hip hop Thriller, like if you're saying rap Thriller,
you're saying we're saying rap Thriller. So what would be the, not to get too off course, but what would be the rap Thriller then?
Get Rich.
That might be.
Get Rich.
There you go. Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
Timeless.
Yeah. Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
In terms of sales, in terms of popularity, in terms of staying power, in terms of launching a nigga to like a whole different atmosphere, like
come on.
Like, that might be a conversation. That might be, but that was his first album. Thriller was, Mike's. I don't know. I'm
50 real godliness really stems from that album. Like the massacre, niggas wasn't going crazy over the massacre like that. It's the tapes that set forward to everything that came to the album, bro. Like Get Rich or Die Trying is like the magnum opus. Like this is how Kanye. I don't want to save that for another because that's the part of the other shit coming up too. But like everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Or, and I just seen Rob say this, or Dark Twisted Fantasy, one of those two.
Possibly.
There you go.
I see that.
Yeah. I was refraining away.
I see that. But another point I want to make before we switch topics, because we could go on the segment, but I did want to mention this too. Um, be weary of the gifted MC that drops an album that people kind of front on. Be very wary of that
Ah,
because
I see where you're coming from.
we've seen that shit.
Mm-hmm.
We seen it happen with Nas when Nostradamus
Right.
came back with Stillmatic, beat Jay, knocked him out the box. Common when Electric Circus dropped, what happened next? B with Kanye West,
Yeah.
bona fide classic across the
Right.
board.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But not everybody was fucking with 808s. What happened next? My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. You know what I mean? And now Kenny follows, you know, in I guess we could call it a tradition, follows in that tradition. You know what I mean? With Mr. Morale, a lot of people wasn't fucking with it. Again, not me, but a lot of other people. They was they were not feeling it. Came back with GNX, dropped the classic. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So shouts to those artists that are willing to like go left for a little bit, knowing that they can spin the block
Right.
and drop a classic on everybody's head. You know what I mean?
And just real quick about the gatekeeping and the whole,
Oh
because
yeah,
that's
talk about that.
people's other big conversation. Like, yeah, it's a classic, but let's wait 10 years. Like, all right, Low, you know we fuck with you over here, Low. So this is in no way a shot at
Low
Low.
family.
This ain't no shot at Low. Low is actually expressing a long held sentiment that you know, no shots, Low, that the old head in hip hop is held. You know what I'm saying? When if you remember, that was always a way for the old heads to gatekeep new hip hop, right? I remember being a young kid, right, and hearing Get Rich and knowing off rip, like, this is some of the best music that I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? A graduation. That's more in my teenage years, but like a graduation, right? You
Yeah.
know, shit that was very clearly a classic. And then some nigga, you know, who ain't really liked hip hop since Public Enemy was dropping is gonna tell me,
Shit.
hey, like, no, you gotta listen to Get Rich in 2014, and then you'll know if it's a classic.
Mm.
Only for it to be more popular and more people still like it more than the shit that you was telling me was a classic. You feel what I'm saying? I ended up seeing that again as I was growing into an adult when Good Kid, Mad City dropped, and it was very clearly a classic, right? Shit that the modern era, Dark Twisted Fantasy. Sorry, nothing was the same. Sin, you could have covered your ears for that. You know what I mean? Shit that was very clearly like classic material, only for the generation that got gate kept, the Jay-Z and Nas generation, to now tell me, no, we gotta wait till 2020 to see if
Yeah,
Good
that's
Kid is
kind
a
of
classic.
crazy.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, y'all just
You don't
doing
need
that
10.
same shit that the
Yeah,
old heads did to y'all, and that we like. This is just gatekeeping, bro. No other genre does this. So
Plus,
I'm not gonna do that to the young folks. I'm not gonna make them. I'm not gonna tell them to come back in 10 years and be
right.
like, hey, then we'll find out.
and
No, it's
and
clearly a
plus,
classic.
bro,
And if you
the way
still one of those
we
Hold on,
10
hold on,
year
innovate.
hold on,
niggas,
hold on,
Yeah,
Dini, hold
man.
on.
if you
Mason,
still
finish.
one of those 10 year niggas, 1 year in 2025 is like 10 years because we all
Yeah,
got the attention span of
yeah,
a fly. You know what I
Say,
mean? So if
absolutely.
you
say
still
that.
listening to
That's
it a
that was
year
the
later, that counts just as much as a 10 year in 1985. Okay, so
Yeah, it's time
knock it
inflation
off.
like there's
we
money
don't sit with
inflation. You know
music the same way. Like that's what I was gonna say.
Right.
Shout out to you, Macito. We don't sit with music the same way like we used to. Like niggas held on to Thriller for like almost 2 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? Consistent place. It was in charting and all that shit for
Oh
years.
yeah,
Like it's not the same thing. Like a lot of times, like a song will be out of here in like 2 weeks. An album will be out of here in like 2 weeks. So it's very different. But in terms of what a year is to like you said, that's I'm not saying it's a 25-year equivalent, but it could be like a 3-4 year equivalent. You get what I'm saying? In terms of like how often the album gets spun, how often niggas going back to an album a year later in 2025, bro. That's some classic shit.
That's a
Like
lot. That's
consistently.
a lot. And it's
Like
always a nigga who will then in the next thought tell you they don't even listen to no new hip hop. Who tries to give you that, you know what I mean? That wall of this ain't a classic. Like, you didn't even listen to it, bro.
and then we talked about the tears. The tears, the classic. Like people want, is it a classic like Thriller? Like what is a classic like Thriller, bro? Like you get what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Like to hold it to that kind of standard to me is crazy. Like
yeah.
classics have tears, bro.
And not just tears. Sorry to cut you off. Not just tears, but moments in time, because the classic conversation always has to be within the context of the time within which it dropped. You know, in that look, Thriller. I was shocked when I found out, like much later in life, that Thriller dropped in 1982, because I was a kid and it was like 84, 85 when I actually like discovered it, right? And that was because MTV was still playing mad Michael Jackson videos over and over again, you know? And I was like, oh, okay, this must be the hot new shit. You know, as a kid, you don't know nothing. You know,
when video premieres were game changers, like everything was
much later in life, I was like, wait, this dropped like 3 years, 2-3 years before I actually found out about it. That's because it, like, the songs kept coming out, the hits kept coming out, the videos kept coming out. Incredible. But that shit doesn't happen now. So that I mean, again, back to my point, like, we have to always look at classics within the context of the window of time within which it dropped, right? Because in 2025, like Mason and Dini both said, you know, a year is like 5 years, 10 years. You know, like time is, you know, time. There's inflation to time the way there is for currency,
right?
You know, so yeah, man. All right, man. Great
Salute
segment,
to
man.
GNX, man.
Yeah. Salute to
John.
GNX.
We gonna want to hear your take when you get back, brother.
Yes. Switching gears real quick from, you know, the biggest, grandest album in the world in hip hop right now for the past year, to, you know, a little bit more over underground. We got to talk about this Ransom run that he's on.
Yes, sir.
Four projects within the span of this calendar year. The latest being with Conductor Williams by his side, Man in the Boards, Uncomfortable Truth. Conductor, We Have a Problem. Dropped a little, let me not call it a little, but dropped a 8-track project, you know, 22 minutes, a good, tight, quick listen. Ransom and Conductor linking up. We got to talk about this, man. Like, Ransom is really making, I feel like he's really making a statement this year about being left out of certain conversations, and he's just tired of that shit.
Yeah.
You know, Primo, now Conductor. We got to talk about this. Dini.
Yeah.
Let's talk. How you felt about this project?
I like it better than I like the drink with him and Preem. I'll say it here now.
Wow.
I didn't know what I was gonna get from Conductor, because I can't lie, man. I think a lot of people kind of feeling how I'm feeling about Conductor, where it's like really hit or miss now. But I feel like there was more of a time where like everything just landed. You get what I'm saying? Like, and he's got heat, because when I listen to like other like people who's making joints with him all over, there's always fire on everyone's project, but some people just have a little bit more fire than others. You know how it goes. Just first come, first serve, whatever. But I actually liked everything. The only joint I have trepidation on really is Boomaye. And I think Ransom did everything there was to do on the track. I just wanted the beat to kind of change up a little more. But other than that, bro, Clairvoyant, crazy. Bloodstains on the Coliseum 4. Love the sounds, love the video, love the bars, love everything about the record. Boomaye, I love the grandioseness, but I just wanted more change up. You know, like, I feel like Conductor was kind of like a little too laid back on this one. Temple Run might be my favorite song. Shout out to the homie who's featured on it. Bro, the bars in Temple Run, like, please listen to Temple Run and break down Rand's verse. Shit there's a Roots bar in there, bro. Stupid. Like, Late Replies, dope. I think like when Rand get on his introspection shit, very few people could do it as well as he does. You know what I'm saying? Flowers and Tombstones might be my second favorite track. And closing with Triggers on Triggers, bro. First of all, shout out to you, Ren. You know me, attention span is not happening here. 25-minute project is everything I need, bro. I'm a New Yorker. I can get anywhere damn near I want to in the city within 35, 40 minutes. So this is my type of shit. I could spin it twice in my motion. Fire bars. Conductor showed up on the production. I have been cooking them a little bit lately, but shout out to you, Conductor. Like, showed up. just the same way I cooked Primo a bit, but he showed up on the Ran project. So shout out to Preem and shout out to Ran, shout out to Conductor. I think this joint is actually really fire. This might be I was saying it was my next best project since the shit he had with Rome. But this actually trumps that. And now this is my second favorite project after the joint that he did with Rome.
Wow.
Like Coup de Grace. Yeah, bro.
That's big
Like
praise,
You
dude.
bro, like
wait. You
I've been
That's
you
big
like
saying
it
praise.
more than coup de grace?
no, I said second. Like
Oh,
I like
second
coup de
true coup
grace.
de grace. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I would have said the Primo because bro, like I always say the one thing Rand needs to give us more, bro. He needs, I'll give you an example. You remember how we used to call rapping rhyming, and some niggas would call it rapping, and some niggas called it flowing. The
Hmm.
Okay.
flowing part is the part where it's like it's not the lyricism, it's how you deliver the lyricism. And I felt like his bars are always gonna be grandiose. They're always gonna hit you, bro, like a bag of crack. But what I'm talking about when he got the flow, he's hitting the angles and the pockets, bro. Like he's really is unfuckwittable when he's in that bag. And he's on that bag all over this. He was too on the Primo joint. I'm not taking away from the Primo joint, but I feel like these beats actually suited more to what he was delivering, the vibes, the bars. There's even a vibey joint on the drive. I want to say it's the Flowers and Tombstones, but there's a joint with a shorty on the hook with a great vibe on it, bro, that you can actually listen to like in motion. I need
Mm.
more niggas to make music for motion. Like we could always sit down and just break down the niggas' deep thoughts and lyricism, and that's fire. Don't get me wrong. Shout out to the lyricists. But that's the problem with the word lyricist a lot of times. They usually use that to say you can make great bars, but you don't make great songs. And that's where that thing gets used. But on this, I think my nigga's a full-on exceptional rapper. The bars are there, the lyrics are there, the features are there. Shout out to the features on there. Great features. Let's not take away from that. And my man Conductor actually showed up with the beats. This is fire, bro. It's actually a fire-ass project. I've been
Nice,
getting a
nice,
lot of great music this week. Like fire, bro. Shout out to Rand. Shout out to Conductor. I'm sold.
nice,
And,
nice, nice.
and I'll agree with the take that Conductor does fit him a little better than modern
It
Primo. You
works.
know what I mean? I don't know. That last 3-track run on that Primo album was very incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there's anything on here that I like as much as that run, but consistently throughout the project, yeah, I'm more of the Rand fan over the Craven type production.
Mm.
So clearly Conductor is gonna, that's gonna be more what I prefer. Dean, you right on the money.
He's
Rand is
rapping his ass off.
yeah, man, and it's like it gets almost to a point where it's like I don't think we can convey at the rap roundtable because we every Rand track we always let y'all know Rand is the pen is there, he's spitting crazy, you know
Exceptional,
what I mean?
bro.
But I wish we could really convey to y'all, and I guess when we give y'all our top 10 list, towards the end of the year, maybe in about a month or so, we could give him the flowers he deserves. But Rand
Facts.
is spitting so crazy, and it's like I know it could get like damn, he's dropping a lot, but his rhyming is what keeps you engaged and through so much material that he's dropping. This is not no shots. This is not a Boldy James situation where it starts to just, you know what I mean? Like, all right, go home,
It
bro.
get,
Like we got enough.
it
You
get,
know what
yeah.
I'm
It
saying?
just gets
Yeah.
lost in
In the
Not a
sauce,
in
you
the
know what I
monotonous.
sauce.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rand is not because of the MC that Rand is. These projects don't get lost in the sauce. Um, I'm very curious though, like beyond, you know what I mean? Because Sin is gonna cook on the album even more. But I'm very curious as to Rand's state of mind right now, right? Like
Mm.
we've got the Primo project. We feel like we know who that's directed towards, you know what I mean? At least competitively. Now we got the Conductor project. Like, is Rand on a mission to show every nice MC like I
Yeah.
rap with your producer better than you? Is that
Mm.
what is that
Mm.
what Rand is trying to get at right now?
I
Because
think I
he's
think he's tired, bro. I
Feel
listen,
truly
like it
think he's
is.
tired, Mace. I think he's
listen.
tired of just hearing I'm such an exceptional out of this world lyricist. Like I think nigga wants to be like, yo, like your songs, bro. Like that's what you want to hear as an artist. If you're a basketball player, you don't want to just hear how your jump shot is good, bro. You
Right.
want to hear how you get busy on
And
every facet of the court.
it's like a world tour. It's like going to it's like going to beat, Ogre in his weight class, and then going to beat Haney in his weight class. Then you go
Cooking.
fight Terrence Crawford in his weight class. That's what it seems like Rand is doing right now. He's visiting each individual weight
You
class of each,
bud?
weight class producer
You
and
bud?
and kind of putting their artist on the spot, right? Because he's rapping as good. We know what Rome and Conductor do, but
Yeah.
I feel like Rand is saying like Rome, I rap as good as you over Conductor. What's up? We already
Mm.
feel like the
I
They
mean,
made
Primo
some heat.
album,
that could
They
be
made heat.
towards Rome. That could be towards Conway. That could be
right,
towards like all types of
And
motherfuckers.
from Rand, you know
right.
what? It ain't smoke. It's just like I'm better than you niggas. Like his whole aura is just I'm better than you niggas, no matter who you are. You know, so that comes out in the music.
And that's why we got to get Rand up here again because we got to pick his brain
Right.
about what
Yeah,
what what the thought behind all of this is, because it seemed like he'll go a few months being inactive, and then now we got 2 in a month, you know what I mean, of straight gas. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm very curious, because Rand, we obviously we could talk about how great of a rapper he is all
He's a
day. And I
lunatic.
think we've gotten, we're very much past the point of like, where do we have Rand on all time lists at this point, right? Like that's the
hmm
conversation. I feel like we talk all time lists, niggas talk Jay-Z and Nas and shit. But we
true.
gotta kind of talk about where Rand falls just on MCing
Yeah,
amongst the greatest of all time, because how many times does he have to clock in and give you that work, bro? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
penmanship awards or some shit. Rap Round Table
So
penmanship awards, something.
right. So salute the Rand. I'm very curious as to, not even I don't even want to say what's next, because I feel like, we should sit with these last two a little bit
Yeah,
longer than we usually do. So salute the Rand, man. Another solid, dope, great project from him. And salute the Conductor, because it's the best I heard of him
yeah.
in a little
Talk
while as well. You know what I
sound
mean?
great, man.
Salute.
Salute. Yeah. Salute to both of them, them brothers over there. Um. So my take on this album. Um. This shit heat, bro. This shit really heat. And I
Yeah,
want to
man.
start off pointing out the first track on this album. I cut it on, and I almost for a quick second thought I had hit play on the wrong album, because this beat for Clairvoyance, I was like, hold up, Conductor has this in his bag. I was not expecting that at all, bro. Like the BPM of it, the choice of drums that he used, the drum pattern, the bounce of it. I was like, oh shit, like Conductor's showing me something different here. You know what I mean? And it's look, I'm never one to say that like when there's there's any artist, MC, singer, producer, beat maker, whatever. When there's an artist that does something and does something well and sticks to what they do well, if I'm a fan of it, I'm gonna always love it. You know what I mean? But there's always that part of me that's gonna be like, all right, but what else you got in your bag?
Mm.
You know? And sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I love what Conductor does. But sometimes I'm like, all right, what else does Conductor have in his bag? And when I heard Clairvoyance, the first song straight out the back, I was like, oh, he has this in his bag. All
hmm
right, I see you, Conductor. All right, I see it. I see the vision. So then he gives me that. Then Bloodstains on Coliseum Floors. I was kind of cool on that. I was like, all right, decent track. Boomaye comes. Now, we had already talked about Boomaye. That was upon first listen. I've spun it a few times since, and it's. I gotta say, I gotta admit when I'm wrong on my first take, because sometimes, and I mentioned this when I gave the take, I was like, there was something that I was expecting, and my own expectations are my own fault, you know. So with
Okay.
Boomaye, when I first heard it, I was like, oh, this is about to be gas, because Ransom was spitting his heart out.
Energy, bro. The
He
energy
was
was
spitting his
crazy.
heart out. He really was. He was coming for heads, bro. He was coming for heads on that track. But and the sample was breathing on it. So I
Boom.
was like, I when the beat drops, when the drums come in, it's gonna go crazy. And the drums never came.
That
So
was my whole issue, Sin.
that was my disappointment because of my own personal expectation. But that wasn't their vision. that wasn't Conductor's vision. That wasn't Rand's vision.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to adjust to what the artist's vision actually is. And a lot of times we got to do that. You know, we can't just get all stuck in what we expected out of the artist. We got to look at what they wanted to do, what their vision was.
To add in real quick, if the biggest complaint is I wanted the beat to switch, the song is pretty good, bro. You know what I'm saying? If that's my biggest gripe,
but it's not even for it to switch, just for like, you know, the drums to come in. But that being said,
some change.
That being said, I've been listening to it, and I'm like the unorthodox nature of it, because the way Rand is flowing on it, even if there is a
drop.
No, I'm just saying if there is like a pocket to the beat, to the sample, the way that it's looping, Rand is a little bit outside of the pocket, but he's doing it in a way where he's like flexing on it. Like he's like, I can rhyme whatever way I want to rhyme on this loop, that's what I'm gonna do because I'm that fucking nice. You know? And on that level, I respect it. Now that, you know, having a chance to have sat with it a little bit longer, I respect it. I really respect what they did on that song. Temple Run, fire. Late Replies, fire. The Human Animal.
That's fine. That's
fine. Fucking smoke. Flowers and Tombstones. All right, it was cool. I'm not so to me on this on this project. Bloodstains on Coliseum Floors and Flowers and Tombstones. I was kind of all right on those, but then when he ends it with Trigger or Trigger,
fire.
Yeah. This is when the conversations about Ransom need to be had, because beat probably my favorite beat on the album. So, you know, Conductor laced him on this. Rapping wise, obviously, the bars are gonna be there, the flow is gonna be there, but the shit that he's saying on this song, like the metaphor that he creates on this song, you know what I mean, where, you know, he's challenging people out there. You really gonna be, you know, you're gonna be offended by words. You're gonna let words like break you down. You know what I mean? That's a real conversation. Now, his stance on the song, I might not necessarily 100% agree with the stance, but the conversation and the way that he breaks it down on the song,
masterful,
immaculate, flawless. Ransom is a shogun, man, and like I know we've said that before, but we just have to keep reiterating it because Ransom is just different. He's so different from everybody out here, man. Like Rome can hang with him, Conway can hang with him. There's only a select few, man. There's only a select few. I would even say but Boldy. I don't.
Boldy gets in that mold.
With Rand, bro.
When Boldy gets in that mold, he's nice, but Rand just a different type of lyricist.
Boldy, I feel like Boldy just keeps giving me the same verse all the time. You know, the same song all the time. The same, you know, the same story about like, you know, his homies on the block and, you know, getting knocked and you know, he sold the drugs and then we drove in his car and like I've heard the story from Boldy like so many times. You know, so like the same way that I've always challenged everybody, you know, I've challenged Conway, I've challenged Ransom, I've challenged Rome. I want to challenge Boldy if he's listening, if he's watching, who knows. You know, try some different subject-wise, thematic-wise, flow-wise. You know what I mean? Not to say you haven't dropped gas. You've dropped gas with Nicholas Craven. You've dropped gas with Alchemist, like one of the illest of all time with the beats. But I don't know, like the projects that have dropped this year, I'm looking for something new from Boldy. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. But this Ransom and Conductor shit. Listen, you could, and this is another statement. This is absolutely another statement because you're gonna drop with you know one of the GOATs of all time, you know, who was in his prime some you know, close to 30 years ago, right? And now you're also going to drop a project with Primo is what I'm talking about. And then you're also going to drop a project with one of one of the current goats, one of the most sought after and you know, most active and most prolific producers of this time right now, 2025. He's making statements, man. He's dropping. He's saying, I could have done this 30 years ago. I could do this right now. Whoever your goat is, if it's Primo, if it's Conductor, I'm lacing all of these beats. Yeah, none of y'all fucking with me. You know, Ransom, man, salute, man.
Salute
Keep
to Ran.
dropping that heat, man.
Salute, bro.
Sure.
Beautiful work. Beautiful work.
Yeah,
man.
Showed out.
We got one more topic to hit up. It's been straight. It's been an all music pod today.
Right.
There hasn't been much going on in the news.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got to hit
Which
up
could
this
be a
music.
good thing sometimes. You know?
Yeah,
beautiful
you know what
thing.
I mean? You get to catch up with the music. You get to focus on what, you know, the shit that really matters.
Hip hop, you know, some tunes.
De La Soul, the latest to drop in this Mass Appeal run. You know what I mean? Cabin in the Sky. A lot of people have been looking forward to this project. De La Soul, I feel like it's been, you know what? I don't even want to say the wrong thing, but I know it's been quite a few years since they've dropped a project, and in the span of those few years, those several years, you know, Dave Trugoy passed away from the group, you know, and so the fact that they were part of this Mass Appeal run of projects, you know, the run of, you know, the Legends. I forget, there was an actual name for it, but off the top of my head, I can't remember now. But the fact that they were part of this run had a lot of people excited, had me excited. And, you know, let's get into that. You know, De La Soul coming back again. Sans, you know, Trugoy the Dove. Unfortunately, RIP to him. But you know, Paz is still here, Maceo's still here, and they recruited an all-star cast for this album, which was very eloquently listed by Giancarlo Esposito on the intro. Yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Cabin in the Sky, De La Soul. Deanie, tell me what you thought, man.
I was pleasantly surprised. I feel like as much as you love like the old school generation of artists, you just don't know what you're gonna get, you know?
Right.
And you just want to get something that you still like hold a higher regard and higher respect for. Not that you're gonna lose respect, but you want to be able to like listen to the music and kind of get some kind of feeling that you used to give. And I got that. Shout out to these guys. First of all, shout out to Esposito. You know, shout out to the homie. I think the class introduction thing with the attendance was fire for the check-in for all the people on the album. Like, there's some really good songs on here. First of all, I want to say the production is really what sold me more than anything. Like, the production on this album is immaculate, and it's followed up by bars. I'm actually like, Killer Mike had a great verse to me. I'm not saying I don't think Killer Mike is nice. But I don't usually run around and rave like, yo, you heard that Killer Mike? I actually really thought the Killer Mike drink was the Quick 16 for Mama. You know, if anything else, Mike gonna get on the joint that is about like family and shit like that. The Sunny Storm, I'm gonna start from the top, man. You Don't Stop, Sunny Storms back to back, bro, was dope.
Fire.
It was really dope. Will B with Shorty singing the Yummy on the hook, fire. The Package right after the Quick 16 for Mama, dope. Just how it is. Cool to me. I'm going through.
I'm sorry, I had to do it.
Cruel Summers.
Deserved.
Nah, like.
No, go ahead.
Cruel Summers was fire. I love the Cruel Summers.
You like the
sample,
Package,
like,
Deanie?
Oh, y'all niggas is out of line.
Y'all niggas ain't say nothing.
The Package followed by 16 from Mom. Y'all niggas is wild. But yeah, actually, bro, I like the top end of the album more than I like the bottom end. But I do respect what they did, bro. I ain't gonna lie. When I first pressed play, I didn't think I was gonna be like, yo, like this is gonna be something I'm gonna continuously. But I didn't know what I was gonna get from De La Soul in 2025. No one's not thinking that these guys are not gonna be great rappers still. It's more the music with everything. Like it's the same thing with the Ghostface. I'm like, yo, what is the music gonna sound like? We know these niggas can rap. What is the Big L drink gonna sound like? We know he can rap. Slick Rick, right, and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Raekwon. We know everybody can rap. It's the music. And Master Pill's been kind of like really winning the game, B, for this year. Like the
The
music is
new
dope.
Death Row or something? What's
Yo,
going on with Master
I
Pills,
won't say the
bro?
new Death Row. Maybe
Shit.
the new OG Row, because everyone is showing up, everyone's pulling up and doing what they gotta do. I gotta respect it, bro. Like, did I think when I pressed play on a De La Soul album in 2025 that I was gonna actually be like super impressed? I didn't know. But I know now I am super impressed. Like Maceo still got it. Paz still got it, you know? The love and the energy for True is still there. Like it's all I ask ever, bro, just make me feel like the music's supposed to hit you and you feel no pain. Just make me feel how you made me feel when I used to listen to your music. Give me some kind of feeling like that, and make me say that this is fire. Give me that energy and this is a De La Soul project. Like their energy is dripping all over the project, bro. Like I like the album. I think it's fire. I will be listening to it. I might even add one or two of these joints into my 30 for the year. I can't cap. I didn't think I was gonna be this impressed, and I'm following that up with the music I got from Ran, and I'm following it up from even spinning GNX 2 or 3 times this weekend to just like see the energy again, bro. Like this has been like a really prophecy fulfilling music weekend for me. Like I can't shit on the OGs the way I want to sometimes, because sometimes they be a little cooked, but the breath controls there, they don't sound gassed, they don't sound winded, they sound good. They sound like real rap. They sound like they haven't stopped rhyming. And I feel like that's always one thing with the older rappers. It sounds like niggas sometimes take breaks and then they have to try to get. No offense, it's kind of happening with Max B right now. You can tell he's not in shape. They sound like they're lyrically in shape. Yo, I'm hoping for it, man. I'm gonna be in attendance. You know what I'm saying, at the Paramount joint. I'm hoping. I just want the energy, and they brought that. Shout out to Paz. Shout out to Mace. R.I.P. Trugoy. Shout out to everybody that helped. On the project. They got one.
Shit.
They got one. Shout out to them. I can't cap.
Oh shit! Hold on. I hear somebody's music.
Going on, man?
Say less. Let me get the fuck out the way, man.
Yo,
Cook.
I can't stick around too long. It's been a very hectic Monday. I missed the GNX cook up, and I'm really salty about that. I don't know what the consensus is, but for me, definite classic. If there's any dissenting opinion on GNX being a classic after a year, I might have to call you a coward or a Drake fan or a person that just wants to go the other way for the sake of being the contrarian in the conversation. I remember, I'm gonna always use my personal memories to call people out on their nonsense. Shout out to our brother Low Key, friend of the show, has been on countless times. He said it was too soon to call GNX a classic, right? But Sincere the Rap Snob, since you are the veteran here, I do remember vividly when the Blueprint dropped many moons ago. The Source didn't wait a year to retroactively give it 5. It gave it 5 out the gate. They didn't need a year, and he's the biggest Jay-Z fan. I don't believe if the Source would have dropped and there was an Apple Music podcast 24 years ago, he would have said it was too soon. He would have been on board with calling it a classic, because sometimes, as we say here, another rap roundtable ism, you don't have to wait to call things what you know they are. This was a classic the first time we heard it. Are all classics created equally? No, that's another rap roundtable ism. That's what people get confused here. All classics are not created equally. Within the classic window, there's albums that are better than other albums in that classic tier, but you have to at least sit at that table. So to even question what GNX's status is after a year, when we knew what it was right away, to call it one-dimensional when the album gave you vibes, that's how you know people follow trends. That's how you know people really don't listen for real. People are like, oh, it's too West Coast heavy. They heard Peekaboo and TV Off. So Man at the Garden wasn't there. Reincarnated wasn't there. Dodger Blue wasn't there. What are we talking about? Like, what didn't this album deliver? What didn't you get from this album? So to even call it something that is not, when it was the perfect exclamation point to arguably, if not for the clips, the greatest rollout of all time, And then to perform it at the Super Bowl, didn't even mix in any of your old hits. Just say, here, GNX, because I'm that hot that I don't have to give you none of my old work to get the new work over. What are we talking about here? Like, why are we so hesitant? Why are we so afraid? Sometimes in rap, as we say on the Rap Roundtable, when it is what it is, Just say the thing. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Is it better than Good Kid, Mad City? Then maybe we could talk about that. I'll say no. That's I said. There's classics, then there's tiers within the classic. Is it more critically acclaimed than To Pimp a Butterfly? No. Is it even a bigger album on a scale of pop ability than Damn? Probably not. But is it a classic? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand. What
Pretty
are we talking
clearly.
about?
Well said.
Not to say that y'all said anything differently, but to even hesitate. If you in hip hop and you're hesitating to call something a classic, crazy. Now, Glasses Malone said this is the Thriller, the West Coast Thriller. Now you gotta relax, gang. I gotta reel you back.
Hey, listen.
Listen.
I see what they saying though. I see what they
Might see the
saying.
vision.
I see the vision. I see the
Damn,
vision. I see what they saying.
I think Damn is more Thriller than GNX.
Nah.
Quite
Oh,
frankly,
That's
hit for
what I
hit,
said.
hit for hit.
Yeah, it is.
Nah,
If
I think
we're
this one's
talking
structured
groundbreaking
more
records,
like Thriller because again, I can see this being modeled more after Thriller because he said, "Yo, let's scrap the intros, scrap the segues, scrap all the interludes, all of that. It's just song for song for song for song for song." You know, I love me a thematic album with like connecting threads between the songs. You know what I mean? Like Marvin Gaye, what's going on? He had interludes all throughout that shit. You know, but like a Thriller where it's just like song, hit, another hit, another hit, another hit. Fuck all the interwoven shit. Just straight hits. I think this is more like that than Damn was because Damn still followed that. He had the Kid Capri on it. He had the little segues in there. He had the intros and stuff. So that's where I'm coming with it.
Y'all tripping. Y'all being, you know what it is? But I've noticed, historically speaking, when it comes to the rap roundtable, Macito and Sincere equally front on Damn. I've noticed that from y'all, and it's okay. Y'all can front on it, but Damn, what we talking about? Like, I'm looking at the album right now. There's
Good Kid, Damn, and then GNX is what I got.
Loyalty, DNA. Those are three bigger records. I don't think GNX has a bigger record. Maybe Macito can tell me chart wise. Maybe Luther's probably the only one in that conversation if you're talking about chart success.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, the biggest Kendrick Lamar tidal wave of all time to me is Damn. The biggest moment is GNX. But I think the bigger tidal wave is Damn.
But let's
700K that first week.
Let's be real though. Damn, it did have Triple X on it.
Mm-hmm.
It had Lust.
Mm-hmm.
It had Ya.
I'm glad it's him doing this. I'm glad it's him doing this.
I don't get excited when I hear those songs.
Well, see, that's when we get into the nitpicking because we also could get at you for your takes on Mr. Morale and some of the songs that you swear by. And when the table said unanimously outside of you that Damn clears Mr. Morale, so it could go either way.
It could go either way, but there's a lot of songs on Mr. Morale that are better than the three that I just listed there. So
critically, but success wise, I think Damn is his Thriller. I think maybe GNX could be off the wall.
No, GNX is not off the wall. To Pimp a Butterfly is off the wall.
I see where you're going with that, Sam.
It's hard. It's hard. I think people got to remember how big Damn was when Damn was that was a tidal wave when it dropped. Like Damn was everywhere. Damn is the original album that had people being like, "Wait, is Kenny bigger than Drake?" Like if you remember. Yeah. So I think. And Jarv, I even said at the top of my review, like, I think I fronted on Damn all these years. I listened to Damn recently. I was like, wait a second. But, we talking about a great artist here. If you could debate which is his Thriller, that lets you know everything you need to know, right?
That's a good problem to have. That's a damn good problem to have. But, yeah, man, I think GNX, you know what it is, too? He smartly didn't put Not Like Us. If Not Like Us was part of this album, then I won't have an argument because then you have TV Off, Not Like Us, Luther, Peekaboo. That'll be a tough lineup to deal with.
Kendrick Lamar is not shameless like Cardi B, so he didn't do it.
Nah, but I think this album is a classic. I think this is one of those albums that if he would have dropped it and it didn't do what it needed to do, I think it takes away from the success. I also think that we're going to talk about that album the same way we talk about all the other rap classics. You know what I'm saying? Like we really, this is one of those. This is, to me, GNX is in that moment, like the get riches. 137 is coming up. We wax poetic about a particular album. I don't know if y'all spoiled it, but like there's a particular album on
We hit
137 that we wax poetic about. I think GNX will be in that tier. Is it Blueprint Stillmatic as far as albums that surround battles? I don't know if it's that good, but I think that's what I'll give it low key is his flowers to say. Maybe time will tell if it is as good as a Blueprint or a Stillmatic. But it's on a trajectory. It's walking that path.
It's there. It's getting there.
What do you say to that, Sin? Stillmatic, Blueprint, is GNX in that tier?
GNX in that tier. That I would have to give more time because even though we said in real time what those albums were at the moment, but we've also then now sat with them for 20 years. You know what I mean? So now it's like, all right, we've for what we did for those albums, we're doing that now for GNX. But now it's like the time. You know, we gotta wait. We gotta wait a little bit of time to see how it sits within all of the classics, within the rest of the classics. I'll tell you this much though: the Blueprint had Takeover. Stillmatic had Ether. Not Like Us is not on this album.
It's not.
Right.
So, yeah.
So closer to like a Machiavelli.
It's not like
right?
us adjacent. That's what.
A Machiavelli. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I think the last bit before I get up out of here, I think this album is so strong that it has. Then you add in the Clips album, it has made me personally made listening to rap a little difficult because again, I think you said it before. When you get good crack, you know what I mean? It's hard to go back to a little bud on the corner. So it's like
that mid grade.
And we got it's. I have struggled with listening to albums here because I got so many highs from a GNX, from a Let God Sort Them Out. That it's like when I listen to other albums, like, ooh, I'm waiting for something. We talk again. That's something we're talking about on 137. Where it's like, who's gonna deliver that next juggernaut? You know what I mean? And I think GNX is that, and I think that's also why Mace, your man Aubrey,
What's up?
that the cosplay Jamaican songs with Central C and the What Did I Miss, the casuals, the people who are in the gray area, pun intended, it's not landed because they done got that good crack. So the redundant flow, the low grade crooning, he gonna have to if he wants to get back, he gonna have to deliver because this album is making it real difficult. That standard is making it real difficult for anything below that standard to resonate on a high level. But I gotta go, y'all. I just needed to get in with the G, and I had to get to the lunch table, get a quick spades game in, talk a little GNX, and now I gotta go. Y'all be good, man.
You already know, Jarvie.
Be easy, bro.
Little Jarvie. Oh shit! I gotta get back to the 3-man. Which one's the 3-man? There we go. Boom. Bet. Fuck
Back
what we
to
talking about before.
was Dean, you done talking
that De La Soul? That De La.
Who was the last person to talk about
Dean?
De?
I think Dean, was you done?
Basically, like I was wrapping up, but like, yeah, it's a really solid album, bro. And there's great sound. I truly hope niggas really press play and don't try to front on it the way I was about to. Actually press play, listen to it, and like just appreciate the musicality, man. It's like some really strong songs on there. Like,
Yeah.
Very.
Tap in. Shout out to them boys, man.
And I'll cook up next because I gotta get out of here too. After I cook. But let's this is a really good album. And I feel like I fronted, right? I'm not gonna say I fronted, but I sped run through this album, you know what I mean? Not today, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about, I feel like the Daylight album, if all these albums we spoke about on Mass Appeal for a year running, I feel like Daylight is the album that we forgot about the most. I feel like Daylight is the album that received the least fanfare. I feel like the Daylight album is almost the stepchild of the Mass Appeal run. When you talk about, with everybody, everybody, Slick Rick, Big L, Mobb Deep, everybody was talking about it, right? But Daylight, you have to give them their credit. This is a really good album. It's a long album, which
Yeah.
I don't know if I was quite prepared for in
Same.
the days of
Funny joints.
Chick-fil-A and shit. Um, but it's a very good album. And there's a couple key points I want to make. This is the first De La album I've experienced in real time, to be honest with you.
Wow.
All of their peak, all of their prime, that's shit that I listened to, way after when, or you know what I mean. I heard about it and listened to it
Retroactively.
later. Like
Type
I
shit.
had to catch up. So I don't know if I was as familiar with De La's game as I should have been, right? And for me, this album, it shows why people speak about a certain era with such reverence, right? Job just spoke
Oh,
about good crack coming out and you not being able to you know what I mean, smoke no Reggie afterwards. I feel like that's what listening to this Daylight project was like. You really see what consistency is supposed to look like on an album. What the marriage of production and lyrics is supposed to be like on an album. What guest features are supposed to be like. You hearing why niggas, why the separation, and this is not no shots, but the separation of niggas in the golden era and from the best of our era, from a Boldy, from a West Side, from a Benny. You know what I mean? This album just felt like it's a full course meal, right? This album felt like they put some time into this.
yeah.
Just like I said, y'all, I feel like I gotta run it back again to really appreciate what I'm supposed to appreciate about the album. But this was almost like an afterthought for me. And I feel like, I feel like ashamed that this, dare I say it, this top 5 album of the year was an album that I didn't get, you know what I mean? That almost was like, all right, I'll listen to
They
it, y'all.
shooting for
Damn.
it.
You know what I'm saying? Salute to De La. Like I said, I gotta get up out of here, y'all. I got a sick kid. I gotta get to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Hear that, Brody?
but I'm gonna get out of here. Salute to De La. I feel like when Job speaks about the album, I'll give you even more because, like I said, I didn't. I should have been listening to this shit all weekend.
Gotta
You know
digest that
what I
shit.
mean? Like De La went in on this one.
Yeah,
This
they
is a
did, bro.
great album, bro. This is crack.
Yeah.
So salute to the chat. Salute to everybody. Salute to De La. I definitely should have given y'all the respect I should have.
Facts.
But make sure you hit that hype button after the vid, y'all. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody. I'm out of here. Be easy, yeah.
Be good, Macito.
Peace, Mace. Yo. Yeah. Mace cooking.
Let us know, man.
I love
From the De La Soul head at the table.
wait, first of all, I love that Mace was able I don't know, to take accountability for saying like, yeah, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe you know maybe me scoffing at these older acts dropping new music in a year that starts with 2000, and fronting on it. Maybe I shouldn't have been doing that the whole time. You know what I mean? I appreciate Mace for that sentiment. The thing that Mace said just now, I feel like it's happened to De La throughout their entire career. I feel like they've always been overshadowed by bigger groups, more popular groups. Groups that had, to a certain extent, more of a persona, even within their own, their own niche.
Trues, like
right?
the native tongues, yeah.
Right, because they were, famously part of the native tongues. But when we think native tongues, what do we think of first?
Q-Tip in them.
Tribe. Absolutely, 100%. We always think of Tribe first.
Yeah.
Tribe had the they had the luxury of having the in-house producer in Q-Tip, and Ali Shaheed, who also worked on production, to really sort of direct where their sound was going and what their signature sound was going to be. De La, they worked with Prince Paul early in their career, and then kind of parted ways with him, and then throughout their career, their production team has changed quite a bit. And so I think I think what May said is very very accurate and very true of a lot of people when they look at De La, they're like, yeah, we love De La, but like, were they Tribe, were they Wu-Tang, were they NWA,
Yeah.
But when we come down to consistency, from 1989 till just the other day, this past Friday, November 21st, 2025, I dare you to find a group that has had this level of consistency in dropping quality projects throughout. From 3 Feet High and Rising, De La Soul is Dead, Balloon Mind State, Stakes It's High, Artificial Intelligence, AY Bionics, the Grind Date, such an underrated project. It took a long time between the Grind Date in 2004 and the Anonymous Nobody in 2016, which was their last project, right? And now another 9 years to release Cabin in the Sky. Minus Dave again. Salute, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
And to still hear such freshness out of these individuals, Posdnuos, man,
top dog.
That man has not lost a step. I feel like he has just consistently gotten better with time, aged like fine wine. The joints that where I love that Dave was part of the album. That it doesn't quite feel like the same as Mobb Deep's release because Mobb, Prodigy had been gone for quite a bit longer time. Yeah. So it felt more like, oh, are they going to be able to piece this together? This really felt like De La had some songs with Dave already on it, and they ended up putting them on this project. I love Dave's presence on here. And it just really, it sounds like they're all still together.
Yeah.
Right. So I love that about it. Then when we get to the production of it, Primo showing me something on it. Sunny Storms, crazy. What was the other Primo joint that I love? NF with Black Thought, crazy. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't quite like The Silent Life of a Truth. I wasn't a big fan of that beat, but the other two Primo tracks on this, stupid. Sunny Storms and NF with Black Thought. Black Thought goes crazy on it, which now also brings me to the features on this album. Killer Mike delivered crazy.
Showed up.
Absolutely.
Showed up.
Bro, Nas's feature run is going to have to be a completely different conversation that we have to have.
A full-on discussion.
Before the year's up, because I love the fact that not only did he mastermind this run of projects from all of these artists, all these legendary artists, but he made it his business to say, I'm going to be on every single one of these projects. I'm going to have at least a feature. He gave Mobb 3, which is love, because Queen's love is different. That's like no other love, man. So Nas's presence throughout this entire run is immaculate, and it's nothing different for Run It Back on this project. Black Thought went crazy, but to me, and I don't know how many Nas fans might get upset out here. But I think Common on Yours with the Common and Slick Rick joint with the song called Yours, produced by Pete Rock. It sounded almost like it was a leftover from the Pete Rock and Common album. It really had that vibe, and it had that energy. That verse from Common, I think, was Chef's Kiss. might have edged out Nas just a tiny smidge. I love the Nas verse is crazy.
Nas been leading the features on albums. He has been
leading, but I think this one that chat. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm bugging. But I think Common might have got him.
If it would be anybody,
I think he got Black Thought on it too.
You heard? If it would be anybody, it would be a Common.
If it would be anybody, it would be a Common. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the production on this again, Primo's on it. Production from De La members themselves. Pete Rock on it. Knots on it. This is such. You know what the perfect word for this is? Refreshing. This is such a just like a refreshing. Like if it's like a 102-degree day and you have like an icy smoothie to like really just like
gelato.
A gelato. Icy from the poppy on the corner, a piragua, like something. You know what I mean? Something just like. Oh man, like this album is so refreshing, man.
Yeah,
you don't stop. Really sunny storms, good health. I'm not gonna say it's perfect. I think for 20 songs is asking a lot, especially in 20. It was asking a lot in 2005. It was asking a lot in 1995.
That's a double.
In 2025, it's asking quite a bit. So it was a little on the long side. I think somewhere in the middle of the album, it starts getting a little too adult contemporary. You know what I mean? A little too saccharine. You know what I mean? Like we had Day in the Sun with Q. I don't know. Some people might get mad at me. I didn't like the joint with Q-Tip. Day in the Sun, I wasn't a fan of it.
It wasn't fucking with that?
Nah, different world, Patty Cake, Believe in Him especially. It starts getting a little too almost like Christian rappy, like a little too chirpy.
I mean, they're positive dudes, man.
They're very positive. Like that's always been their vibe, and I love that about them. I've always loved that about them.
That's the part that was refreshing.
But at certain times it was like, all right, dial it back.
I'm over it.
Get back. Get back to the bounce and the vibe.
I respect
it. They did. Because they did, with yours, and then Cabin in the Sky, that beat and the bounce on that beat. Yeah. So that's a Super Dave West. He did it. He did his thing on this album. Long time collaborator of De La Soul. And what I love most about this project, it was for Dave. You know what I mean? You know it was for Dave, and you feel the love that they had for making this album for him, right? From the first moment, I'm not even gonna lie, I almost shed a tear when Giancarlo Esposito was calling out, roll call of all the collaborators on this album, all the people that worked on this album. Called out Dave last, and he wasn't there, man.
I know.
Oof.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy?
Yeah,
because I remember I was at that show for the RIP show for True Goy.
Yes.
So like that was like my my mindset going into the album, like the energy that was in the building that night, bro, like palpable. You feel me? Like, and then this is just like the meet and greet where you just talking to everybody, shaking hands, rubbing shoulders and shit. And then niggas took to the stage, and then like Dave Chappelle's giving intros, and then they bring out. Shit, you name it, bro. It was Common, fucking Queen Latifah, Moni Love was there. They had Stretch Armstrong in the back, D Nice, like DJ. Like it was Clark. No, I'm not bugging. Was it Clark? Yeah, Clark. When I had the video, was it Clark? When did Clark pass? Like 2 years ago?
Clark Kent? I think he passed after that. So
he was there.
He would have been. You
know what I'm saying? So like R.I.P. Clark, but like just the way. That I know, like you said, like they're kind of like in terms of the underdogs, but the way like the culture just embraced them dudes, bro.
Yeah.
Like the love people have for True, the love people got for like just De La Soul in general. Man, I went into the album with that, even though I had my trepidation, but I'm like, when it's the love, it's the love. It's the time of mourning. Everyone gets together. The energy is beautiful, bro. But somehow that same energy like leaked into the album, and it just was magical, bro. I felt like when Thanos caught the last Infinity Stone and stuff like this shit, like that's what it felt like.
Yeah,
I love the energy behind it, bro. Like I said, when the energy, the raps, and the Sonics all link, like it's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, man. And with this, just to wrap this up real quick, put a bow on it. With this album, like right off the bat, like I knew when I heard the intro, I was like, oh, they really care about making this album. You know, because in an age where like we get a lot of albums where it's just like let's just slap some songs together. Yeah. You know,
this wasn't
like
that.
No, I mean to score, Giancarlo Esposito for the
major
as a narrator or just for the intro or whatever.
Major.
Huge, and you got to figure like he's a fan too, of De La. So like, being able to have him on the project, and just like the themes on the album, losing loved ones, but like celebrating their life and not trying not to be too sad about it because, we had the life that we had with them and they gave us so much, while they were here. I love it. I loved it. I loved it. And we need, I've long said we need more energy like this. In
balance it out,
Exactly.
Everything can't be about whipping birds. You feel me?
Exactly. Like, and to really cap this off, that's always been De La. Since day one. Yeah. They have never
always went against the grain.
Yeah, they've gone against the grain. They've created their own grain and they've stuck to their own grain, their own path, their own lane.
And they're legends for it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100% legendary. Put more respect on their name,
and their album. Press play on that fucking album, man. Yeah. Cabin in the Sky is fire.
Absolutely, man. But yeah, we got to wrap this up. Great discussions here. Great music we've had from a year ago all the way till now. Again, 2025 has been a great year for music. Don't let the people tell you any different. Don't let them over there, tell you any different. Don't let Billboard tell you any different. An amazing year for music, man. And shouts to Mass Appeal once again for the run of projects that they put out.
You're doing immaculate work over there. You got everybody just working immaculately.
Quick reminder, hit like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Come up.
And of course, hype, like and hype as soon as this video is done, right? When the live stream is over, you should, if you have a hype button, you should see the hype button,
swipe and hype.
Swipe over, swipe and hype, right? We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna get into the super chats, and then we're gonna get up out of here. So let's go through it. Near Costello with the $2 love, just didn't say anything. Just
shout out to Nick. Nick Costello. That's the homie we met at the movie premiere for
right,
Alchemist and them homie from Philly.
Yeah,
yo, he got a project out, bro. He got a song with Oskino Vasquez. I want to say unseen. I'm gonna look it up because the nigga's that nice.
Or you can tell us in the chat.
I'm actually impressed. Dude got a song, Unseen Potential. That's the name of the album. That's the name of the song. Tap in, bro. That's the one I shared on my story the other day. Dude got some heat. Keep cooking, son.
That's what's
Shout out to you, man.
That's what's up. Ariel, Ariel Smoke. Man.
Smoke is back in the building. What up, nigga?
Every time he shows up, I get nervous, man. Let me see what he said. Oh my God! No, I can't read this, bro. Yeah. You say give a super chats that we cannot read on air.
Yo, Smoke, man. We hate you. We love you, bro.
Appreciate the $2, but
keep that one, bro.
We're not reading that, bro.
Keep pushing.
Relax, man.
Get a shot.
Jesus. Hold on. Let me make my screen a little bit bigger so let's see this. How did I end up making my shit smaller? Jesus Christ. Anyway, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe. I don't know how you pronounce this. Joe J 02 with the $5.
Salute.
Performing GNX cuts on the Super Bowl stage was bold concerning it was a new album and it still landed. That's what that's what we've been
all a
telling
part
you,
of the
man.
law. All a part of the law for the
Absolutely,
year, man.
100%. The same man right back with another super. De La Soul. De La is easily my second favorite album of the year.
It's a great album.
There. It's a great album. It's a great album. We'll have to discuss, where it ranks amongst all the releases this year. At year end is coming, December's coming. As we always do every year, we're gonna hold you down with the recap of the year past. So yeah, we'll have that discussion when it's time for it. Jeremy Cole, 4309 with the $2. Appreciate your $2, man.
That's the homie. That's the family right there.
We're not reading it. We're not reading
family,
that, bro.
Man. He got the old school vibe with him, but that's the family.
Got to take that off the screen, man. I should have read it ahead of time. I shouldn't have even put it on the screen. That was
sheesh.
But appreciate the $2, Jeremy. Joji02, once again, is there a Dave here? Dave, question mark. Man, listen, man.
Shit broke my heart when I heard that shit, bro. Broke my heart. Like, oh.
Because there was so much joy in that intro with all and so much, Pete Rock, Premier, Jake One, Black Thought, Killer Mike, Common.
A lot of care.
So much legendary presence in that intro, and then to call out Dave's name and he's not there, man. Oof,
right before the next track cuts in, shit was that was a crazy concept they came up with for that.
Yeah, man. And lastly, T-Mac with the $10 just for the love.
Salute, homie.
You, bro. Salute to you. I think that's the end of it, unless there's anything that just dropped. Nope. That's it.
The final one.
We're gonna get up out of here. Again, like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Swipe to hype.
And swipe to hype when this is done. Dini, take us home.
You know what it is. Each and every one of y'all follow what that man said. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, follow, do everything. We love y'all. You love us. It's the Rap Roundtable. Shout out to Jarvie. Shout out to Macito. Shout out to Sincere. I'm Dini the Balance. With our powers combined, man. It's the Rap Roundtable Monday Night Raw. You dig? And we out of here. Skip. Be good, y'all.